Hey everyone, thank you for joining. I'm SkullElf, and we're going to talk about security and about secure integration of systems on top of Web3 and basically dApps and APIs. So, a bit about me. I've been doing cybersecurity and ethical hacking for the last 10 years or so. I'm doing digital forensics and investigations, and I develop Discord bots, so if you need anything, feel free to contact me, BobetteBot on Twitter or the QRs. Let's go. So, privacy in blockchain. The blockchain, by its nature, is transparent. You can see everything. You can see the transactions, the addresses, the tokens, values, everything. Now, people often think that the blockchain is anonymous. It's not. It's pseudo-anonymous. The idea behind it is that you still have an identifier, an address, something that you stand behind. So people can still follow you and connect your data to that identity. So you're not anonymous. Forget about it. And that's, by the way, the biggest challenge to actually overcome the misconception that the blockchain is anonymous. So you've heard probably more than enough about dApps, what they do, what the idea is. So let's skip that. Let's talk about authentication and authorization and the difference between them. So authentication, as some of you might know, is who you are. It's basically how you're going to sign in, how you're going to prove your identity. Now, authorization, while it sounds kind of close to that, is nothing like it. It's what you deserve to see after you authenticate, after you prove who you are. It's about the data that you deserve to see. So in the comparison between Web 2 or the traditional authentication versus the Web 3, there are several differences. So we have the challenges of Web 2. We have the fact that everything is centralized. Someone is actually controlling the database. They host it. They have access to the data, to the secrets. And they can actually maliciously work with that. And also the fact that it stores personal data, your name, your email, your password sometimes, and that's not good. Now, we have Web3, which offers the ability to store data in a decentralized way. There is no one that is actually owning the data that is stored on the blockchain. And you don't have to show any personal information, though. You don't have to store your name. That's amazing. And some of the key components that we have to that are the fact that your identity is blockchain-based. It's that address we talked about. And the keys that you have, the private key is yours, the public key is public, and that's all there is to it. There is no question, is this a secret, is that a secret? There is one that is private, one that is not. That's all. And, through that, we have the fact that you can actually authenticate people in a way that is, zero knowledge based. You don't need to know who this person is in order to know that they are who they claim they are. And that's what we're going to talk about. So there is a video. I don't know if it's going to work, but I will talk a bit about it. Some of you might know the platform Kavari. It's no longer active, sadly. But they had an issue. And by the way, he's OK with me talking about it, so don't worry. That they didn't have a proper authorization system. They had just authentication, and even that was broken. So I tested it, and I reported to the developer that the system is kind of broken. You can just claim to be whoever you want to be, and you get access to the streaming keys and to the credentials and everything that the platform is supposed to be. A streaming platform, that's the biggest jackpot there is to a streaming platform, the streaming keys. You might know the screenshot. It's basically a goat that is just screaming, like really loud. And I've been streaming it through the account of, I honestly don't even know who he is. He's just random to me. But fantastic content, I highly recommend. Oh, it actually works. No sound. But yeah, let's move on. So we have the tokens. And the way we authenticate with them is basically as an authorization token. It serves both as authentication and authorization. So what is a token? It basically serves as the session between the client and the server, and it has several fields. It will have the wallet address, the data that is used as the payload, and the signature. Now, the wallet address, it's important to keep in mind, is the public key. So we have public key, payload, signature. And then the signature is generated via a cryptographic process in which the payload is signed using the private key of the wallet you connect to the dApp with. So basically, you click the Connect Wallet, and then, by the way, I didn't know the animation will work, so thank you. We have the Connect Wallet. Then the dApp generates a token. It has the data, fields pretty much like origin, time to live, timestamp, block hash, and it contains the data of I have been here at this moment on that chain, and basically it's the proof of the person being here. And then the person signs this data, and the signature, the payload, and the public key all together become your authorization token. Then the authorization token is being sent to the server. If it's valid, it's sent back. It's being instructed to be saved in the user's browser. And from there, with each request, the token is sent. Now, it's really important to keep in mind that for each request, the server needs to validate the token again and again and again. Because what happens is that if you don't do it, then, sorry, escape was, yeah, there is a way to go back. If you don't do it, if you don't verify it again and again and again, you will have a problem. Because some dApps basically assume that just because you have got this far into the flow of the dApp, you must be authorized, authenticated, like everything is fine. It's not. People like me will just go there, look at the flow, and try to skip the parts of the authentication. And it's possible sometimes because, like this case, we have a platform on the network. I will not mention its name, but basically recently they introduced a KYC as part of a launchpad they introduced. And this launchpad had a bit of an issue. They didn't have the authorization process on the server configured properly. They didn't check the token. So you could just edit the token, and the server would be like, OK, I know this guy. Yeah, let's give him the data. KYC, being able to edit the token, naturally, I went there and just pulled out KYC information of people. I reported it to the founder, and he fixed it already like 4 hours after that. Nice job on that. So how to prevent it? Bug bounties, you must have heard of them. Basically, that program in which people like me get paid in order to find issues in platforms of people like you, developers. I love it. I highly recommend it also because it means that you, as a developer or project leader or whatever you are, you support the community. And it can come in many ways. It can be in bugs, crashes, behavior of the app, or security. So you would basically say, I want this scope of the platform to be checked. I want these to be defined as the jackpots, as the trophies, and I'm willing to pay this and that for these tiers. And it works fantastically. Like you might think it's an invitation to all the bad guys to actually enter and attack. It's not. All the white hat hackers will go there first because they want money and they know the job. So you're asking people whose expertise is to hack and to report it, to do it. You're asking people to do their job. And you're paying not for everything. Like normally, if you ask for an audit, you will pay even if there is nothing found. Here, you pay only for the valid and the actual existing bugs based on the trophies that you defined. So it's cost-effective, it boosts your reputation in the community, and it complies with the standards and regulations. Like, some companies are actually forced by law to have the bug bounties. Google is one of them, by the way. And it's amazing because it means that they're not limited to just their vendor of cybersecurity audits. They open it for everyone, and they pay really nicely, like beyond what they actually have to. Highly recommend it, and yeah, that's a good thing. Let's go over the summary, just the takeouts. Again, don't think that just because the user got this far, they should be